What's it, YouTube? NCG here, bringing you my second place Ancient Gear deck. So I ran this weekend at my locals, and I went 4-1. So my rounds were Ancient Gear Mirror, Speedroid Wind Witches, Harpies, 60 card Infernoid, and my final round was Dinosaurs. So I lost to Dinosaurs. Surprise, surprise. Without further ado, I'm going to crash straight into this. I had so much fun playing this deck. It's unreal. And it's so cheap to build. Like, when you look for the build, it's very, very cheap and easy to put together. So I played the one Ancient Gear Golem. Love this card so much, along with the two Ancient Gear Reactor Dragons. Very, very good card. Triple Ancient Gear Wyvern, triple Ancient Gear Hunting Hound, double Ancient Gear Gadget, double Silver Gadget, double Gold Gadget. These are all very, very standard stuff. One Ancient Gear Box. Now, if I played more, if I bumped Ancient Gear Gadget up to 3, then maybe I'd put Box up to 2, but 1 is just enough. And then the 1 Maxi. So all very, very simple on this one. So, you know, you've got your box for your extra searches, your golds and silvers for your special summons, your hunting hounds for your fusions and burns on board, your wyverns for your Ancient Gear searches, and then your free boss monsters. Reactors, I love Reactor, it's so good because when you attack you get to pop a spell or trap on the field, so you can pop your own one if you want to, if it's like Town or Fortress, and get a special summon off of that. So then we play triple Ancient Gear Catapult. Again, came in a structure deck, probably one of the best cards in the deck. If you open up with one of those and then either the Gear Town or any of the terraformers that you use, because you play free, you get 2 big boss monsters on board if you want it. I also put in, right at the last minute, today's locals, a Foolish Burial of Goods to send Catapult. Now the reason for that is, if you open up with your Terraforming or Town, you can then send Catapult, you can banish Catapult's effect the turn it's sent, to pop Gear Town, giving you a token and another monster. So that's either, if you can put in a Hunting Hound, that's a Howlitzer, or you can just bring out your boss monster with an extra token on board. So I highly recommend Burial with Goods. I might even bump it up to 2. There's a trap card as well that I'm looking at that came in the movie pack that basically lets you pop a spell or trap card, and then you can banish it and pop another spell or trap card the next turn. So it's very, very good because it can then activate Gear Towns and Fortresses. Speaking of Fortress, play double Fortress only because it locks you into Ancient Gears and it only lets you special summon from hand or grave, so it's better off late game. It's searchable and I don't really want it to see it too early on. I then played double Power Bond. Can easily drop this down to 1. Power Bond's good early game when you've got enough monsters in hand, and Overload Fusion, which I only play 1 of, is better late game. In the 60 card variant, yeah, then maybe Overload Fusion is better because you just mill more to grave. But I might take Power Bond that back down to 1. Not too sure yet. Double Twin Twister and single MST, because sometimes you want to pop your own stuff to get you going. You could probably minimise these down if you want to put more Burial of Goods in and play the trap card and send that stuff to grave. 1 Dark Hole, because there are some times where if I want to, I can, if I have Gear Town or Terraform in hand, I can use my Wyvern to search Catapult, then Dark Hole my Wyvern and clear my opponent's board, then activate Catapult, get me 2 Ancient Gears on board. Limit removal. You know, I'm not too sure about this. It's good with the gadgets because, you know, if you activate these on the gadgets will then get their effects in the end phase, which keeps you going. But obviously it doesn't affect Howlitzer and it doesn't affect your big boss giant. So I don't too sure about that. Forge Burial Goods, you know, so good. When I saw it, it was really, really good. Helped out massively. Definitely thinking about bumping this one up. Overload Fusion, top deck this, won me a couple of games today, easy. Just gets you into your Chaos Giant. The reason I don't want to overload it is because in the extra deck I only play 2 Ancient Gear Giants, so I need to have the materials on field or in grave. So I don't want to see this in my opening hand unless I have, like, if I open up this Power Bond and then the ability to have 4 monsters in board, which is where Wyvern becomes so important. Because you can Wyvern into Box. Box gets you the second gadget, so straight away you've got 3 materials ready to go. So yeah, I don't want to see it as often. 1 Soul Charge, never use this today, you can easily come out. 1 Future Fusion. Now, I don't know. Future Fusion helps Overload big time, and it did win me a game because I activated Future Fusion, First standby phase sent the materials that I needed. Second standby phase, obviously, because my opponents had so much time, he flipped a barrier on it, which meant Future Fusion fizzles out. However, during my next turn, I top decked the Overload Fusion and then was able to use the materials. So it works, I just think it's too slow, especially with like MST. You're giving your opponent 3 turns. So let's say I activate this first turn, in my first turn. They've then got their first turn, their second turn, and then their third turn to either get into an MST, a Twin Twister, a Cosmic Cyclone if they're playing that, and then a D-Barrier, which can completely wreck you. But the mill cut effect is good. And then because of Wyvern's effect where you can't set cards, I play 1 Solemn Warning and 1 Ancient Gear Reborn. Ancient Gear Reborn put in a bit of work today, helped out quite nicely, and it's searchable off of Wyvern, but you can't set it the turn you activate Wyvern's effect. And then Warning is just too strong a card. Again, you can take it out if you want more consistency. You can drop out traps altogether. I just don't like having a deck that has next to like 0 traps in it. But again, it's all down to personal preference. Now on to the extra deck. So the extra deck for the fusions, I play triple Ancient Gear Howlitzer. He's very, very easy to get into. The 1000 damage burn is very, very nice. And then when he's destroyed, the only downside is if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard. So if he's destroyed, he's unaffected by other card effects, which is fine. But like, unless he's destroyed and sent to graveyard, you know, you're not getting the effects off. So he's nice for the burn. He's nice to be able to sit there for 1800 and then the special summon. But you know, he's an if or card. Double Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. You can play 3 if you want. Just in this build, I don't see myself like bombing through Chaos Ancient Gear Giants. There may be times when I'll need to get into that I could possibly go through 2, but I mean the only reason I'd put this up to 3 is if I know I'm going to be facing like a hell of a load of True King dinos and stuff like that are going to banish my stuff, because this will probably be one of their targets and only leave me with 1. Whereas if I play 3, they probably won't touch it. And then I play the 1 Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem just because, you know, old school style and his destruction effect. So, you know, even though Chaos Ancient Gear Giant is unaffected by spells and traps and your opponent can't activate monster effects during the battle phase, at least Ultimate Ancient Gear has an effect just when he's destroyed. So if he gets bottomless, he gets his effect off. Stuff like that. Then I play the Utopia package. Heavy Armoured Train Iron Wolf, very, very cool. Diamond Direwolf, because again, if you wanted to, you can pop this and pop a back row. Corrigan, if your opponent activates Twin Twister MST, redirect. Castel Bounce. Giga X, again, very, very good. For your searching, must have in this deck. And then Phantom Fortress, Enter Blifnir, basically because you've got your 2 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragons, so they're very, very easy to get out, and then you can overlay if you want to into Fortress. Maybe if your opponent's got a troubling card in their graveyard that you want to banish, like if they've got Snow but they haven't got enough materials, you can banish that out, banish a card from their hand, stuff like that. And then the final card is Crooked Cook. Now, Crooked Cook, just so that all those out there are understanding, is so you play Crooked Cook, and then if you have, for example, a Fortress and a Town, so you have your Fortress there, and you have your Gear Town in play up in your field spell zone. If that's all you've got and you use his effect, these will both be destroyed and you'll get both effects. But if you have a monster on board, Gear Town will miss its timing. That's purely because of the attack boost. When he doesn't destroy a monster, he doesn't get an attack boost, but when he does, he gets an attack boost of 300 attack per monster destroyed, which then means Gear Town fizzles out. I don't know the exact reason as to why, I just know through a huge amount of testing, that's how it kind of comes about. So I'm going to quickly take you through my side deck today, because there were some very, very good choices that were recommended to me late on. So I play the 1 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Now the reason I play this is because I also play 1 Cyber Dragon. You can easily bump these up. These were, I wasn't 100% decided as of yet. I then play double Interrupted Kaiju Slumbers, double Jizukuri, because then if you have your Cyber Dragon on board, you can tag into that and make your Fortress Dragon, and then double Gamma Seals just to give them that little bit weaker thing. I never used any of these today, so you know they're not that important. Kaiju's are just there because anything indestructible, but I mean like an indestructible Crystal Wing, you can beat over with your Ancient Gears, they're natural outs anyway. Yeah, I didn't face anything that I was kind of like, I want to Kaiju that badly today, but you know, you kind of always want Kaijus as a safety net. Double DD Crow is pretty much a staple side deck at the moment because it's just very, very good. And then personally for this deck, I play 1 Skill Drain. Yeah, alright, when we attack it means their spells and traps are active, but you would like to think that during the second game, they'll be siding out most of their traps, because they're like, well, when they're attacking with their gears, I can't activate them anyway, so I might as well side some of them out. And you're big enough beat sticks as they are. You're a 45 beat stick that is unaffected by spells and traps, so his effects are fine. And then you have Howlitzer, which is unaffected by other card effects. And then your other ones are just 3k beaters, so skill drainage is okay. Double Rivalry of the Warlords. Now this can shut down Invoked Wind Witches, because, you know, they're not all like Crystal Wings of Dragon and you've got spellcasters and stuff like that. So I sided these in against Speedroid Wind Witches, and he popped it before I could use it, funny enough. But, you know, it was just a little fun thing to try out. I know someone else that was playing Gears there today also played Gozen Match, which shut down a DDD player. And then finally, probably one of the better side deck cards, which saw quite a lot. I put this in against Dinos, I put it against Infernoids and stuff like that, is Necro Valley with the new errata. Now, the reason you play this with the new errata is, yes, it nulls your Overload, but you just take your Overload fusion out. That's not an issue. It then means your Cannon's second effect, Catapult's second effect won't be as effective. However, Necro Valley just negs so many decks out there. It's unreal. Like, if I didn't brick, like this was shutting out my dinosaur opponent. If I hadn't have bricked, you know, this might have been a bit more useful in that game. It definitely shut down the Inferno player. You know, and with stuff like zoos and everything like that, they can't move and recycle and all that stuff like that. And because you're playing 3 terraforms anyway, this is massively searchable. So Necro Valley, for me personally, is just such a good card in this deck. You know, I had to go with it. So that's kind of it. It's basically, you know, people have told me, what do I think is better, this or Dinos? Now, you know, I can't argue with it. Dinos are the better deck, hands down. However, like I've said before, if you're on a budget, there's nothing wrong with picking up Ancient Gears at all. They're so cheap, they're so easy to play, and they're kind of that underlying deck. They're kind of that deck that, you know, when Max drops, everyone's going to be playing stuff like Draco True Kings, any variation. Draco True Kings with Dracos, Pures, Demises, Dinosaurs, the list goes on. You'll then still have your Paleos aren't going to be touched, but are all the Paleo players going to jump over to Dracos? There's just so many strong decks out there. I just feel that, you know, Ancient Gears can kind of come under the radar a little bit and still do really, really well, which I found out today. So, yeah, I hope this gives you an idea. I hope it's a little bit, you know, it's an option out there for you guys. This is an update. I have done this deck a couple of times, but this is my most recent update, and I thought, you know, I'd share it with you guys so you kind of know where it's at. So, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. I hope this gives you some ideas. Like, comment, subscribe, share so you don't miss out on any of our videos. I mean, Chris is putting out so many good videos at this moment in time. You know, he's just dropped a 60-card Dino deck as well. 60-card Lightsworn Dinos. There's so much stuff. There's like Mermail combos. Like, Chris is on it for you guys. I will continue to do my deck profiles and openings for you guys, and Chris will continue doing your future deck profiles and stuff like that. So, stick with us. And we hope you all enjoy our content. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the notification bell so you always know when we're putting new videos up, because trust me, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, see ya.